as a quiet, oh, as a quiet, oh, as a quiet.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Diesel Punks here on Encounter Roleplay. I am your Master of Ceremonies, your Keeper of the Apocalypse, and you're a lot of other stuff too. I don't know, I'm already out of jokes for the day, so it's gonna be one of those. I'm Savvy, and we're playing Apocalypse World today. If you're with us live out there in the chat, hello! We're so glad you're here. If you are with us later on, sometime in the future, on the Encounter Roleplay YouTube channel, we're also very glad that you are here. And if you're live with us, but you want to catch up on this show, or other shows, you can go over to the YouTube channel and then you can be in both of those categories. Before we get started here today, I would like to give some shout outs to our sponsors for the season because they're wonderful and we should thank them. We have Mage Hand Press. We talked a lot about their Kickstarter for their Dark Matter starter kit. We had an adventure from that kit, Conspiracy in the Stars, here on the channel. You can watch all of that on the YouTube once again. It's great. Go check it out. The whole series is there. I've also got Helmgast, their modern horror tabletop game, Cult Divinity Lost. You can see that also here on the channel Wednesdays at 6 p.m. It's spooky. If spooky is the thing for you, watch that show. And check out Helmgast and Cult. Modifius, they publish lots and lots of RPGs, all different kinds, all different genres. They do Star Trek Adventures, Tales from the Loop, Dishonored, things like that. All great games, fun stuff, wildly varying genres. You can see the Star Trek Adventures Thursdays here on the channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And then finally, World Anvil, where you out there in the audience can find information from a number of our shows that are featured here on the channel this season. World Anvil is great for writers and world builders and GMs and players, viewers like you. It's great. Those are our sponsors. Check them out. Give them some love. We love them. They're awesome. Once again, if you're here with us live, use that clip button that's down in the bottom corner of your little viewing window, and post clips of moments you enjoy, things you find funny, interesting, good, ridiculous, outlandish even. But make those clips and post them in the Encounter Roleplay Discord, which you should also join, because we do a clip of the week and it could be yours. And also, we love watching them and reliving great moments from all of these shows. So post those. And then if you are with us on YouTube, make sure you comment below the video. Tell us something you liked, something you enjoyed, something you appreciated. Maybe a question you have. Maybe a funnier pun than I made earlier. And you could be chosen for comment of the week. So both of those are great. We do those once a week. And they're always really fun. Let's see, what else have we got here? Oh, for our game today, you out there in the audience can influence it. We have our live tweet that is up on Twitter right now. It's also linked in the chat periodically. Retweet that so we can hand out some fun banes and boons to our wonderful players here. Is at 20 retweets. I'll hand out an auto success, which we already have a few of on the board right now. Those are always fun. At 30, I'll give someone an auto fail. Always very fun. And then back to 40, back to something good, another auto success, on and on forever. I was going to mention our sub goals in September because I think we did just already hit a sub goal. And I'm not through the announcements yet. Chaos reigns here. Thank you so much, everybody. So our sub goal for every 5 subs, which we're going to have one in just a second. Let me put it in here. We're going to have a surge of the psychic maelstrom. So the poisons are going to cause a little bit of chaos. That'll happen at every 5 subs. And then also it is September. So for every sub or resub this month, you, wonderful subscribers, can gift a free crit to one of our players here while you're watching the show. So that's great and awesome. And we're only 5 retweets away from our first auto success. So hit that button. Tell your friends to hit that button. Yeah, that's enough from me for a second. Let us go around and meet our lovely friends here, our lovely cast. Tell us who you are and where we can find you on the internet and who you're playing today. We'll start with Rob and go up to Marlo and around.
Hello, I'm Rob, or Bonus Stage Rob, or bonus_stage_Rob, and I am playing Liv the Heartholder. She rough, she tough, and she buff. I feel like there was another one. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
She's had enough.
And she's had enough. Oh, and there's a dog. Sorry, dog.
And there's a rough.
No, I did not authorize this pet. Hold on. Who paid for this rogue pet?
Throw him out. Throw him out. Nobody donated that.
I am Marlo. You can find me on Twitter at Marlo Bogwitch. That is a dog. I'm on Twitter at Marlo Bogwitch. You can find me there. I am playing Sedona, the Hocus. Sedona is a sort of representation of a Southern evangelical preacher, and is interesting to say the least as a person.
You are muted, Greybeard.
I was asking, are we following the list or am I going next?
Oh, you go next.
Oh, okay, all right. Greybeard's Tavern, and today I'll be playing Morai, the basically every psycho killer you've seen in every movie. He wears a porcelain mask that looks like the face of his mother. So that's me, GB.
And now I will have that song stuck in my head. Thanks, Greybeard. Anyway, hi, I'm Lydia. I'm playing Mercury, who has never done anything wrong in her life ever and is a precious baby. And, no, even I can keep that up. She's a brainer. She can kill you with her brain. Actually, she can make you kill yourself with her brain. But she wouldn't do that unless it was necessary or super fun. So she'll, you know, she may have picked up another stray like her, which can only lead to good things. Right?
Yep. This is only going to go well, I think, from here on out. Chat has suggested more rhymes for Liv, including she'll call your bluff and she gonna take your stuff.
Alright, I will write something for the finale next week. It'll be a glorious 3-hour introduction to Liv with all of rhymes. So, thank you.
We're actually not doing an episode next week. It's gonna be just that. Just a big, like,
gonna be
poetry
rhymes
slam.
And puns.
Mm-hmm. We're going rogue, everyone. Alright, let us get this show on the road. Let's highlight stats. We can begin. So let me look at these character sheets. Let's start with Liv. Who has the highest history on your sheet? It is.
I have got the wonderful and talented Sedona with 3.
Okay.
Ooh, what are we gonna pick? Highlight hard.
Oh boy.
I'm going to say sharp
All right.
for you. All right, who we got next? Sedona.
That's me. My highest is Liv.
The best of friends.
Twinsies. Let's go weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you hard for this week. Awesome. Right, let's hit Moriai.
Moriai has a three-way tie. Everyone has 2 with him.
Wow.
Man of the people.
No,
What
I had to build
do-
that up. We were this many episodes in, and I'm finally,
Yeah, I'm gonna just have everybody roll a d6 and the 2 highest can pick. Just making up rules here. A 6, 6, and a 3. So we'll have
Alright.
Liv and Sedona.
Gonna have to be hard for me.
Hoorah, thank you, sir.
Whoa. Yeah. Let's say cool. Let's say cool.
I like anything but sharp, anything but sharp, anything but sharp.
I almost picked it, but I was like, that might be setting you up to do some really different stuff this time.
Well, you get those negative stats, you get double XP when you fail. Let's see, Mercury.
I have Sedona as well.
You know,
Somebody's
I'm
popular.
gonna pick weird. Cannot not pick weird.
Also gonna pick for you cool.
Thank you.
All right, check that one off. Done and done. And then everybody go ahead and mark off a barter for your lifestyle. 2 if you want to angle for something fancy. All right. And you have but the one. Uh-oh. And then Liv. Let's go ahead and roll for wealth for you. Hey. All right.
That time I
So you
started
have
succeeding.
you have a surplus. Yes.
Yeah, I will take. You know what? There are now 2 brainers floating around. To me, that means that augury would be appropriate.
Oh, I don't think we've gotten that one yet.
Yeah, so we get access when people are in surplus. Oh, I get access to the augury. Okay. I thought that everybody in the hold did. Okay, well, you know what? I can see the poisons now. There's too many weird brain things.
Your brain's particularly open. So yeah, that's a fun move where you can roll weird and you can do stuff with your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Okay. That is our starting game things. So let me get in a quick recap of last time and we'll get the show on the road. Last time on Diesel Punks, your remnants stormed another hold, Pinnacle, in what turned out to be their most dangerous mission? Like, I don't ever really know what to call them. Adventure? Their most dangerous mission yet. Floor by floor through this hotel, fighting off guards and some radioactive zombies, making it up to the 13th floor, where Dr. Dwight was being held in Pinnacle's under construction infirmary. He was retrieved, got his things, was sent down to safety, and the crew here took it upon themselves to continue up to the top floor, where they encountered Prosperity and Aurora, their new friend? Maybe? We'll see. And also a particularly nasty surge of the poisons, which left some of them incredibly disoriented and confused, and also, you guys were seriously injured. It was very dangerous. It was scary. But ultimately, no one died, and you were successful. Live in Sedona, dispatching Prosperity with haste. Moriai and Mercury taking in their new prophet, Aurora, and somehow convincing Liv to allow her to return to the assembly line with them. And that is where we're gonna pick back up today. So, quickly, we talked about this briefly. Before you leave Pinnacle and head back to the assembly line, you are looting the joint. Yes? Alright. Yeah, there's lots of stuff in here. Prosperity has tons of shiny stuff. All kinds of stuff, jewelry and clothes and things like that. You guys could take that stuff. There's some stuff left over sort of in the old casino. There's just lots of things. Pretty much, is there anything specifically that you guys would be looking for? Or just stuff? Just stuff is fine.
I want to see if there's a diary somewhere.
Right,
literally
yes.
the most useless shiny things that just grab her attention, that have no narrative or mechanic use whatsoever.
Yeah, you can find plenty of shiny things. There's jewelry, there's probably some trophies, there's all kinds of stuff. Commemorative
She comes
plates.
out with a huge golfing trophy that is almost as big as she is. And has a hard time carrying it. And a tiara. I don't have one right here, else I would put it on. But Mercury has a tiara now.
That seems totally
Of
right.
course Greybeard has one. Of course you do. In
Love
fact,
it.
yes, I'm putting that tiara on Moriai. Yeah. Look, I found you something, love.
Oh, the best part is it's a woman's face in porcelain on this huge psychopath. It's gorgeous.
That's
Liv,
great. All right.
Liv happens to pass by as that happens, and just like bows or like curtsies, and it's just like, "Oh, Your Majesty, I'm sorry," and just walks away.
That's lovely. But yeah, Mercury, you can get a bunch of that stuff. You do find Prosperity doesn't really keep a journal or anything per se. Aurora didn't either, but sort of scattered around there are lots of like musings and scribblings and notes on the sort of different things, plans for the infirmary, sort of the plans for when they were putting their greenhouse together, so you can kind of gather all of that stuff up and take it with you. There's some bad poetry in there.
Yes.
You know.
What was the theme of the casino? You know what I
Casino?
mean?
No.
You just said there was a hotel and there was a casino. I thought that's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Did I mishear?
Yeah, no, there is a casino. I just don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
There was no theme. There was no it wasn't oceans or pyramids or any of that kind
you
of
tell
thing.
us, Greybeard. You tell us what's the theme.
Oh,
we're
well
seeing.
then it was some crazy hunting lodge theme or something. And so Moriai's coming out with a stuffed, and a stuffed moose head and a wagon wheel or something to put to their shack. So
that's lovely. I love that. All right, so that's those two. Liv, anything in particular?
This is a little bit vague, but I mean anything that would be helpful for the assembly line. It doesn't currently have any wants to it other than
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can sort of salvage, and we will count towards your surplus. Your surplus that you have there. That's great. And then anything for Sedona, or just general scavenging?
Yeah, I think she's just gonna scavenge around and look for anything she can find.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and you guys go through, get your salvage, get your shiny things, your new decorations. I'm gonna give everybody a 3 barter for all that. So add that to the tally. But yeah, you'll do your scavenging and then head out and head back to the assembly line. While you are on the way back, Mercury, you can sort of look through all of Prosperity's many things that you've taken, these notes. Some of them are just her general musings. She's, a little high on herself, I would say, in just sort of her general behavior. But yeah, there's just some musing, some scribbling, some ideas of hers. Most notably, I think you find the plans for the infirmary that they were building, which you saw was partially completed while you were there, which she had Dr. Dwight sort of held in, and she has these sort of lists that she's made of different equipment and pieces and things that they would need. Some of them checked off, some of them not. And then as well, you find in there her sort of plan that she had put together for trying to create inside the hotel what is essentially a greenhouse because they were having an incredibly difficult time growing food. So you have that stuff. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
For the poetry in particular, the book in particular, the plans in particular, or
Just, is there any particular information that you're looking for from her?
anything that pertains to Aurora?
Okay. Yeah, you find in there there's sort of a schedule that she's made up, essentially planning out every second of Aurora's time. There are sort of these guard rotations that are a part of it for who is supposed to be watching her and when she is supposed to eat, when she bathes, when her clothes need to be washed, all of these things, down to the minute. Other than that, there are some of her musings. She hasn't written down a whole lot of information about her, except for that, but you do get the impression that when Aurora talks about the way that Prosperity was treating her and how frustrated she was by it, that she's telling the truth on that part.
I think eventually she'll just drop the journal papers If Liv wants it, she can have it, but else I'll just throw it out of the window of the driving car.
Any mention of whatever the hell they were doing over at the station?
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, you find a couple of things sort of mixing with all these other kind of plans that she has referencing the radio station. You get the impression that her intentions with it were pretty similar to yours, Sedona's especially, and that there is a lot of power in having somebody who claims to be a prophet and can sort of back up those claims by being able to do all these weird things. There's a lot of power in them having a far reach. So yeah.
Hey, Aurora. What are your little zombie guys still walking around the station over there?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
I'd like to think that like maybe she's not really listening. Like I'm picturing similar to kind of how Mercury is left to her own devices. She sort of just like dozes off almost a little bit and like finds something shiny or whatever. And so Liv will kind of be like, "Kid, I'm talking to you. Come on, like anything." And she'll like kind of like lightly tap her on the shoulder. And I'd like to roll augury. I think the tap kind of triggers like a little like, oh god, there's something in my brain. I'm gonna roll plus weird here.
Yeah.
Static brainer shock.
Liv don't like this.
Okay.
Liv,
While you're doing
don't
that,
like this.
oh no.
Yes, dude.
You have an
Zoinks.
auto success if you use it.
Ooh, do I want to? Yes, you know what? I think I know how to play this. Thank you. I will use my auto success.
Okay.
Thank you, Nymeria Streams.
While you use it, we hit our retweet goal, so that would make you the only person without one. So I'll just put it right back. We'll just put that auto success right back on Liv, so everyone has one. Wonderful. Okay, so we're gonna treat it as if you put a 1 in front of that too, and rolled 12. So let's see. On a hit, you can choose one of these effects. You can, for the people at home, reach through the psychic maelstrom to something or someone connected to it. You can isolate and protect someone from the psychic maelstrom. Isolate and contain a fragment of the world's psychic maelstrom itself. You can put information into it. You can open a window into it. And then, since you rolled a 10 plus, technically, you can also choose 2 effects. So, which out of these lists are you aiming to do?
I'm definitely going to reach through the, like, I guess the poisons to kind of, not intentionally. She does not intend for any of this to happen, but I think because her brain is sort of fixated on the station and kind of what the whole setup is over there, like how many, like who's over there? Is it just zombies? Is it like actual living people? All that. Like, I think she wants to, like, the way I'm picturing it, almost like you get this like weird astral projecty fast forward floor plan. Like suddenly all this information is there.
I love it. I love that. Okay, and since it is a 10 plus from that second list, you can choose 2. So because this effect only lasts as long as you maintain it, the explanation is it will only reach shallowly into the world's psychic maelstrom as it is local to you and will bleed instability. So every time you do this, it sort of makes the maelstrom a little bit more unstable.
It's definitely not going to be stable. She did not mean to do this.
Okay.
I think it'll reach broadly, as I don't think that she meant to contain it. She didn't even mean to do it. And it'll persist for a little while without her actively maintaining it.
Okay. This is great. Love this move. Okay, so, Liv. You, as Aurora has become distracted by the now many shiny things that you have in the truck with you, you reach out to touch her shoulder to get her to pay attention to you. And everything around you goes dark for a moment. And you feel this sort of pull in your chest as you sort of connect with her, as if you are being like yanked forward. And you feel sort of like wind rushing past you. You feel like you're sort of hurtling forward through this darkness, and all of a sudden it clears. And you can see from this perspective, you are sort of standing outside the radio station. Everything has this odd, like, green haze over it. And you find yourself sort of able to control your movements, and you start to move essentially with your consciousness sort of around this radio station, which you can connect with through Aurora and through the poisons. You sort of make your way in, and you can see on the ground floor several of the Pinnacle guards. These people you're now familiar with their gas masks that are painted this metallic color. There's about 6 of them on that main floor, and then you start to sort of phase up, and you can see on the second floor several again of these zombie-like creatures. These ones probably the most twisted and glowing that you've seen so far. There's about 10 of them just sort of existing on this top floor. Some of them just sitting, some of them kind of ambling around, not doing any damage to anything, not really doing anything, just sort of living on that top floor. Now, I do have a poison surge here. So while you are sort of watching these creatures sort of amble around and trying to, in your brain, not knowing what's going on, not knowing how long this is going to last for, not even really sure if it's real, but probably trying to take stock of the situation as much as you can, you start to hear a hissing sound. And you look around, and again, everything is sort of this like green, like hazy filter over it. But you start to hear this hissing sound, and you look around and you see around you these little like tears, almost like rifts, forming kind of in the air around you, and this greenish black smoke haze kind of oozing out of them and kind of surrounding you. I'm gonna have you roll plus weird again.
This will go well. Yeah, as soon as she's like hurtled forward, basically in her brain, she's just like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? And just sort of completely uncharacteristically silent after that. Taking it all in, and I guess seeing these cracks and succeeding partially on a weird...
And succeeding partially by the skin of your teeth, fam.
Oh, yeah.
So you... Hang on. Let me pull this up here. You're going to, for the moment, avoid taking any sort of physical or mental damage from this sort of instability, this leak in the poisons. You can press on, continue the effects, and potentially gain some more information, ask some more questions about what is going on here. But you are going to start breathing in this goop, and it's going to start hurting you. or you can leave now with the information that you have and try to pull back, avoiding injury.
The information being these, like, you know, the layout, obviously, of the radio station, and I guess that these cracks are forming. Like, that's new.
Yeah, so you can stick around and try to figure out more about what's going on, risking injury from these sort of rifts that are opening up around you in the poisons, or you can bail.
I'm gonna say, because
your choice.
It's persisting without me actively maintaining it. I don't think Liv wants to push farther, but I don't think she has a choice. And so she's just kind of like, get me the hell out of here. What the hell's going on? And it just, she can't snap out of it. She can't wake up.
Okay, and so we go deeper. Liv not wanting to, but not knowing how to control the effect, you press on sort of this connection, holding stronger than you would like. You look around and you again see kind of across the room these little rifts starting to open up, and some of the poison kind of leaking out and mixing in. The air starts to get thick around you. You're not really in a physical form, so you're not, your astral form, I think, doesn't really need to breathe, but you start to hear this like high-pitched ringing sound as you move forward and you sort of watch what is going on in this room, and it gets just progressively louder the longer you are in here, as the poisons sing to you. You are going to take 1 harm. From that. And as you push forward, you watch as things are sort of becoming stuck and unstuck in time. Some things kind of moving very quickly, and then it will slow down as you're kind of trying to get a feel for what is happening here. And everything starts to get even more hazy in front of you, and then all of a sudden everything sort of stops and starts moving very, very slowly, and you look around to sort of see what has changed. And coming through the door into this recording studio area, this top floor, is 2 people with these sort of gold painted gas masks on, carrying the body of Prosperity.
They're in the station? Oh no.
Or they were. Or they will be.
Or they were.
You're not entirely sure.
Or they will be. Oh god. Liv is... I think Liv is starting to panic. And she is going to try everything that she can to sever the connection. I think she starts screaming for, like, Mercury.
Okay. Yeah, I think at this point, let me have you roll one more time to do something under fire, which I think is cool. Yes.
Yes.
To dig in.
It's another partial.
Okay. Yeah, you... Was Liv driving?
That's a good question. Probably.
Okay.
Whoops.
You succeed in getting yourself out of the situation. Liv, you start yelling and screaming and calling for Mercury. And you're able to sort of dig in focus for a moment, sort of find the point of this connection within yourself, just for a second, enough to sever it, and you feel yourself being yanked back, sort of thrown backwards. Again, everything goes dark for a moment, and you return, but you don't wake up. So Liv is unconscious. In the truck, everyone, you sort of see Liv talking to Aurora, reach out a hand, and just glaze over for a brief 2 to 3 seconds, and then fall forward onto the steering wheel, blacked out. What would you like to do?
Not die, please.
I think I got something.
Yeah, you go for it, Mercury.
All right. Yeah. Basically, Moriai will be like, no, okay, and from the back seat, reach across and try to steer at least, but he can't get to the pedals because, well.
Okay, so you're at least going to try to take over the steering, sort of keep you from hitting anything. Have you go ahead and roll to do something under fire?
I'm gonna go ahead and use one of those crits because I, like someone else, am at really dead on the clock. So
it's gotten dangerous, fam. All right, so we have you use one of your crits, so we'll treat that as a 12. So on a 10 plus, you do it. So yeah, you everyone sees Moriai sort of immediately reach over, huge long arms, I imagine, sort of grabbing around Liv to the steering wheel, sort of pulling her back so she is leaning back against the seat, and then sort of keeping the truck on a straight line, at least through the wasteland, so you're not in immediate danger of hitting anything, but Liv's foot is on the gas.
Sedona, get the pedals!
Yeah, Sedona's gonna kind of slide in between and try to, because I assume I'm in the back seat as well.
I think you're in the front, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking care of Aurora in case we'd be kind of guarding Aurora left and right, Moria and myself. So you Liv would be driving, you'd be in the front seat.
Yeah, so we'll say you're in the
So
passenger seat.
I reach down and try to grab her leg and pull it off of the gas.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also gonna have you roll to do something under fire. This is a very, very tense scenario.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that crit.
Okay. It's all like Lydia just frantically pointing. Yeah, so we would treat that as a 12 plus. On a 10 plus, you do it. So yeah, Sedona immediately at Morai's or sort of reaches over with a strength no one knew she had because Liv is dead weight and buff, sort of pulling Liv's leg up and off the gas pedal, so you're no longer accelerating. We have sort of floored this all as a wasteland, so I think at this point you can steer well enough to not hit anything while the truck slows down, and then once you're sort of at a slow enough pace, hit the brakes. Good use of crits.
Liv is still unconscious. I would like to try and dive into her brain to make sure she's not lost somewhere, because it is after she touched Aurora, and while I don't blame Aurora immediately, and I think Aurora would be looking the part and be as surprised as everyone else, I know how that shit sometimes goes, so
yeah, she's not in like a full panic, but she's sort of sitting there, eyes wide, like, what's happening? Yeah, so you want to do, which one is this? A deep brain scan?
yeah.
All right, let's hit that weird roll. Okay. That is a full success. So you can read them. You can use your questions. You can use the read a person questions, or you can just ask things.
Yeah, I just want to basically know what's going on and where Liv went,
Okay.
and if she is lost or if she just needs a second to come back.
Okay, totally fair. So yeah, you reach out with your deep brain scan into Liv's mind to look for her. For a moment, you don't find anything. There's no activity. There's nothing going on. And then slowly, sort of from this sort of darkness that you find yourself in, you start to hear a voice. It's quiet at first, like it's far off, and then it gets sort of closer and closer to you, and you can hear Liv screaming your name.
And I run towards it.
Okay. Yeah, you can, after a moment, sort of find her. It is like she is sort of stuck in this perpetual scream.
I
Like she
find
can't
her
find her
within
way out.
that scream and the green glow and the green rifts, I think, that are becoming like threatening, and try and claw, drag her out of whatever brain loop she's stuck in.
Okay, let me get a weird roll from you to pull her out.
I'm gonna use a crit in that as well.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll treat that as a 12. You latch on to Liv, who is sort of stuck in this loop, this perpetual scream, and you begin to drag her back out until you reach sort of a pinpoint of light where you know you've made it. You pull her back, and Liv, as the truck starts to come to a stop, you hear Mercury. And you wake up.
Mercury!
Fuck. Yeah, I'm
What
here. Where
the
did you
fuck?
go? Why? You have no business being in that place.
You think I want to be in that place? I don't even know where that place was. Aurora, what the hell?
Well, I didn't do it. You did it.
Dude, why? I can't do anything. This whole weird poison shit is your shtick. I don't want anything to do with it.
You reached out. You wanted to see the radio station, and you saw it.
A play-by-play would have been great. It would have sufficed.
Well, you didn't ask me.
Whatever. I saw... We need to get home. But we have to talk about what I saw. But I need to sleep first.
Yeah. Be careful with that sort of stuff. Your brain
Can
is
I
Yeah,
let
just...
go of your leg? Can I let go of your leg now?
Sedona is holding your leg up off the accelerator.
I love how
And
basically
it's reached around your leg.
Moria is still having the steering wheel, so has
Yeah,
like...
I don't think she... I
A
don't
lot
think
of
she
people
all
realized.
touching
three of
you right
us
now.
are
Yeah.
piled on you.
I don't think she realized it, but she just kind of looks at Sedona's hand. What? You have a prosthetic leg?
Yeah.
Sedona, right?
Yeah.
You really want to lose another limb? Or are you gonna let go of me?
Well, I'm not the one who was slamming on the gas.
I was driving. Are we really gonna split hairs about Morgan? Get off of me.
You were driving until you weren't driving.
Yeah, well, it's not exactly my fault. All right, but if we're gonna pass blame about who's weird and who's not weird, I'm pretty freaking normal.
Are you fucking not?
Shut up. Let's go home.
You're welcome.
Oh.
By the way.
We love you too.
All right, so you get back on the road.
Howdy driving.
Live even worse off than you were before. Augury. It's not a safe thing to do.
Not with -2 weird, it's not. But you know what? That's
incredible.
Storytelling right there.
That was incredible.
And
so you
thankfully crits from the chat. Thank you, crits. Thank you, chat.
Thanks, chat. You make your way back to the assembly line. A little bit worse for wear this time. That you make your way back, you get home, you're not ambushed or you don't fall asleep at the wheel, you don't crash the truck, you just go home. And 3 of you, when you climb out of the truck, you are met with gasps of shock at how badly off and covered in blood you are. And then Sedona, I think, is fine.
Yeah.
Did you get... I don't think you have any
That is
harm
so
at all.
on
No.
brand.
Yeah, Sedona looks cleaner than she did when she left, somehow. She's shining a little bit. She gets out of the truck.
In the pinnacle, probably.
Oh, that's right.
Don't worry about me, family. I'm fine.
And everyone just rushes to Sedona. Are you okay?
Yep.
Are you good? Do we need?
Yep.
Should we do something for? Do you need to rest? Meanwhile, 3 people have dead. Just...
My
Yeah,
spleen.
2 of you are... 2 of you are like missing some organs at this point, but you make it back and you're okay. And you have Dr. Dwight, who has already been returned to the assembly line. They made it back safe. I'm not that mean, but yeah, you 3 of you need some patching up and some rest. So unless there is anything you want to do immediately when you get back, we're gonna kind of skip through that so we can get those harms healed up and have you not all on the brink of death. And then we'll go from there. You're gonna have to take a couple of days off if you want to go all the way back down to 0.
Go for it, Maria.
Oh, I forgot that I picked up a new move since last time, and it's one of those roll at the beginning of the scene or at the beginning of the session. It's Scent of Blood. All right, so Scent of Blood, roll with weird. Did that roll? Okay.
Yes, so you got a 7.
At the beginning of the session, roll weird 10+, hold 1+1. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. At any time, you or the MC can spend your hold to have you at the scene of a battle. A real battle, not intimate violence between a couple people. If your hold was 1 and 1, take 1 forward now. On a miss, the MC holds 1 and can spend it to have you there and pinned down.
Okay, so you've got a partial success. So you have 1 hold. You can spend at any time. If there is a battle going on and you're not there, guess what? Now you're there.
You can spend it too, either of us.
Awesome. That seems. That's every session. That's really cool. All right.
Yeah, I like it.
That seems very useful for you. All right, so you've got 1. I'll mark that down somewhere, and if you need to use that, you can use that. All right, so let's go ahead and decide what you're going to do next. Dr. Dwight can patch you up. He's not a miracle worker, but he can certainly help. He can patch you up part of the way. You all tell me what you want to do, because you can, if you want to do those that are injured, get back down to 0 on the harm clock. You're gonna have to not do anything for the next 2 or 3 days. Or you can be patched up partially by Dr. Dwight, hoping some of that harm will go away over time, and you can get moving tomorrow.
I was at 9.
So you're at 9. Moriai and Liv are both at 11. For those of you in the viewing audience, that's out of 12.
Yeah, almost dead. Big almost dead. I think isn't 11 untenable?
No. Let me pull up the thing.
No.
No, so when you
11
hit 12...
oh, no. Okay.
No, yeah, when you hit 12, life becomes untenable, and then you either die or you come back different.
Gotcha. Yeah, so Liv will definitely be out. She will do the whole R&R thing. Threats over in her eyes, for the most part. Assembly line needs its leader. She's got to get the rest, and everything else can wait. For her,
and I think
at least.
Mercury would probably make Moriai just calm down and not, go look for fight and blood. Even though he's probably bored out of his mind and complaining like a little child. She'll go very motherly and very sort of chicken soup. Not that there's any chicken in this apocalypse, but
Spam soup.
Yeah.
I regret saying that. That doesn't sound good at all.
Because, chat will now spam the soup command, but...
Yeah. I imagine, one of the only pieces of other furniture we have, other than, bed and table, is this, old, horrible lazy boy. like a beat up and abused lazy boy. And I'm in it, propped back, almost in a dentist chair kind of thing. And every time I raise something up, Mercury, and he just lays back down with his tiara.
I love this family. Sorry, Liv, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Just real quick, I also realized, so since we're in surplus, can I assume that everybody is cool, doesn't need, my friends don't need to spend barter while they're here? Just to upkeep their lifestyle and whatnot.
You certainly can.
And can I also give Aurora a gift worth 1 barter, which would be hospitality and whatnot?
You absolutely can.
Okay, cool. I've never used my wealth. I don't know how to do it.
So we'll say, because we already spent it this session, I'll write it down. You guys remind me to bank on the surplus from this session. Next session, you won't have to spend barter.
I'm sorry. It's a session thing, not a day thing. I'm treating it like rations in D&D. But if you're cool with that, would do that.
No, that's fine.
Figured since we were taking a couple days, I wanted to make sure everybody was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll carry that over to the beginning of next session because I think that's fun.
Mercury would also try and show Aurora around and show her the ropes, like I said earlier, of who's who not to mess with. And this is a place where you can get that. This is the kitchen. You can sometimes come here and ask for things. Technically, you have your rations every day, and the food is alright. But every now and then, they bring back something called chocolate. And we're not supposed to scramble the cook's brain to get extra chocolate. But but it's totally worth it.
She sort of follows along with you. It's very interested. She's very she's soft-spoken, but she's generally very friendly. She wants to stop and say hi to everyone. And you notice as you sort of show her around that people very, very quickly take an interest in her, want to talk to her, want to know more about her, are very sort of genuinely charmed by her. Even you can do with this information what you will, even more so than when people first meet Sedona. It's almost a little strange. How much of that Mercury would actually sort of like parse? I don't know.
Probably not.
That would be up to you. Fair. Yeah, so you show her around, you make her promise not to brainwash the cook too many times. She sort of gets a feel for it.
Only play your games with people when you ask them if you can, and when they want to, or when it's really necessary. But, you know, they're all
that makes sense.
Very nice.
I like it here.
Good. Me too.
Alright, you show her around. Everything goes well. Liv, 2 questions for you. 1, where would you like Aurora to stay? If you have a preference.
If I have a preference, close enough to where Mercury and Moriai's home is. They can be neighbors. They can, if there's enough space, they can live in the same place. Her preference is to have at least the 2 of them be near enough to each other, so as to lessen the chance that there's chaos or increase it. Unclear.
Take all the brainers and put them in one corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
know where they are.
Best.
Or do you? Okay. And then question number 2 for you. I know Mercury is sort of spending a lot of time with her, showing her around, all of that stuff. Do you sort of let her roam? Do you let her have sort of free reign to kind of wander and go about her day?
I would warn Tesla and Sig to kind of just never be too far away, or, you know, have one of their more trusted people on the guard. Never be too far away, but yeah, let her be. We'll see. Jury's still out on her.
Okay. Excellent. So, you and Mercury and Moria have some downtime. Sedona, you got like 3 days to do whatever you want. What do you want to do? Because you're fine.
I think I'm gonna...
So what would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna talk to my people. I'm gonna kind of be keeping an eye on the newbie, so to speak, without trying to be too obvious. Asking my people to go and like talk to her and like what are their impressions, what are they thinking, especially some of my closer people who have been with me for a while. So yeah.
Okay, let me get you to roll. Let's just roll plus hot. Seduce or manipulate are not really the words I would use for this, but them's the rules. So yeah, let's have you roll plus hot.
Garbage. I'm gonna use a success. I want to know.
You're gonna use a crit?
Yeah,
you guys had so many of them. All right, so let's keep that as a 10 plus. So they will go along with you. Yeah, you send every so often. You send one of your people, a couple of different people, to sort of get different perspectives. You send them every once in a while to check in on Aurora, maybe just to watch her for a while, see what she does, sort of how she operates, and some of them to talk to her. The ones that you send to just watch her, it's not really anything that's particularly out of the ordinary when you already have somebody like Mercury living in your hold. So she's a little odd. She will do things like she'll be walking and very purposefully like look like she knows where she's going and then stop and then just turn around and start walking the other direction for no reason, like she's forgotten where she's going. She's a little easily distracted, but yeah, for the most part she doesn't do anything particularly strange. She gets along very well with Jeremy the spider, and stuff like that. The people that you send to speak with her, though, when they return to you, they have nothing but glowing words to say about her. They don't ever give you a lot of context or sort of what the conversation was about necessarily. They don't get you a lot of information. But I think you do notice that they always, every time, come back pleased and just happy to have interacted with her at all.
I don't like it. I think Sedona kind of feels, I don't know if jealous is the word. It's sort of like suspicious because you're kind of on my turf a little bit with this whole prophet of the gods thing. And the whole weird thing, and she trusts Mercury, but she is not sure this was the best decision to bring this person here. That's Sedona's kind of on the fence about it, but like concerned. So I think Sedona would take this to Liv, definitely.
Okay. All right, so you would go and speak to Liv. We can go ahead and play that out. And Liv, knock, knock, knock. Who is it? Sedona.
What's up?
Just wanted to have a little chat about our new friend.
Oh, God. Did Mercury tell her about the scrambling the chef's brain thing?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I never thought about... Wow.
Yeah, don't.
More chocolate that way.
She thinks I don't know, but it's kind of hilarious. Chef's kind of a dick to me.
Okay. Well, I know I'm not trying to undermine you, so I preface that by saying this, but I'm a little nervous about this, Aurora. I sent a few people to watch her, and she's no weirder than Mercury, but when they come back after talking to her, they're like oozing sort of positivity, and I mean, you know, I'm a positive person, but it's just a little weird how much they like her.
Oh,
did I say something
Sedona,
funny?
you beautiful tropical fish. Oh. It's okay.
I'm confused. Why are you laughing?
Liv gets up, puts a hand on your shoulder. You don't have to be jealous of Aurora. I know
Well,
you're
it's not
usually
that.
the very personable, friendly face of the assembly line. It's okay. She's not gonna replace you.
Well, I wasn't worried about that. You said it. Look, here's the deal. Yes, do I think that maybe she's stepping on my toes a little bit? Sure. The whole profit thing, it's... Well,
I know, it's your gig. I get it.
I have lots of questions about that, but they come back, and they are just... When they come back, they're just so... It's like almost love-struck. They're just so excited and happy, and just... They have nothing but positive stuff to say about her, and I'm not... I'll admit, I am jealous, but not like that. It's a little charmed.
You think she's messing with their brains?
Either that or some kind of natural effect she has on people. Coming from somebody who has a natural effect on people, this is a little bit above what I can do.
I've got people keeping an eye on her. If they see anything fishy, I'm the first to know. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not a great look being jealous of some kid with weird brainer powers. It's going to be fine, Sedona. I know, this is the new hotness. This is the new trend. You're not going anywhere. You'll still have your church of weirdos.
I'm not so sure about that. And Sedona
Well, sounds
gets
like
up.
you gotta freshen up your sermon.
Sedona gets up, looks at Liv, and just shakes her head and walks out.
Oh, what? Is it something I said? Ah, these preacher types. They're so sensitive. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Liv will just lay back on her bed laughing.
All right, you do. Sedona, not storming out, but not exactly, I think, leaving the way you wanted to. You exit the building in which Liv's room is and head back down. We'll say quickly before we move forward to what you all want to get up to next, Sedona. Aurora comes to your service that night. And she doesn't say anything, but you see her sort of right as you take the pulpit sort of in the back, because she does stick out amongst all these, dirty wasteland folk. She sort of wears these white clothes, has this light sort of white silver hair. You see her right as you begin to speak, sort of step into the yard where you give your services, and just kind of stand and watch you.
I think as Sedona sees this, she sort of gets this moment of panic. Everything Liv said kind of in her head, and as she steps up, family, when it comes down between me and someone else, I hope you remember how kind I've been. And she just walks off the stage. And like, as she's walking off, you see these tears start rolling down her cheeks.
Hit me with a hot roll.
Boo boo, gotta find it.
7, a partial success. You leave and go back inside, and everyone sort of you can hear sort of murmuring outside and talking amongst themselves, and everybody starts to disperse. And as they do, you hear a knock at your door.
Come in.
The door opens, and your soft footsteps come inside, and you see Aurora.
Welcome.
She just sort of stands in the doorway, holding the door open for a moment. Are you okay?
I will be.
My presence upsets you.
Look, I don't know if the Whispers are really the gods. Are you really a prophet?
Even if I say yes, you won't believe me.
Don't know
What do you
why
think?
anybody believes me. I don't even know. If you're something like Mercury, I don't think Mercury talks to the gods. I think she reaches into the ether.
That might be true.
What do they sound like?
You should be careful.
What do you mean careful?
The gods.
Yeah.
I don't really know. It's more of a feeling. I just know.
Well, I'm glad one of us does.
You should be careful, Sedona.
Why?
The mobs can smell weakness. Have a good night. She turns around and walks out.
Sedona looks back down at her hands as she's sitting in her chair.
All right. You sit there and contemplate everything that just happened. On that note, I think now is a good time for us to go ahead and take a quick break. So we are going to refresh ourselves very quickly. We will be back in just a brief few minutes. Thank you for hanging out with us in chat and your all of your contributions so far. So happy to be here with you, and we will see you very soon. we're back. Hi, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us during our quick break. We're so glad to be back here with you. And we are going to jump back in where we left off. So we're going to call that the last night of your rest. It's been about 3 days since you returned from Pinnacle, and with the help of Dr. Dwight, his medical expertise, and the rest that you got, everyone should now be unharmed and physically okay. So I'm gonna turn it to the four of you. What is the plan? Are you going to do anything, live with this information that you have?
Yeah, I think once she feels all sorted out, she'll kind of rally the group and yeah, probably Aurora as well, just to, well, Mercury, does Aurora, like, how often is she with you?
I think a lot. Mercury would be very big sisterly to her. I don't know if she wants to run off and do her own thing. I think I'd probably keep tabs on her somehow.
Okay.
But not lock her in or restrain her or imprison her just as she was in prison. That was the point.
Yeah.
Pinnacle.
I agree.
Yeah, and she doesn't push back too hard on that. There are times when she sort of wants to be alone, or she wants to, kind of wander and do her own thing. But as long as you're not sort of pushing things on her aggressively, she won't complain. So.
And Mercury is completely oblivious to the fact that, or to the effect that Aurora has on our regular peeps. I don't know, Savvy, if Mercury herself has a similar effect, or if that's something Brainer general, or if it's just something Aurora does. But that's not something Mercury ever thinks about.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if she doesn't notice, she doesn't notice. I don't think just because of the way Mercury functions, I don't think she's really affected by this. I think she likes. I'm assuming based on her behavior, she likes Aurora. I think she likes Aurora because she likes her. I don't think she would notice anything sort of strange going on, because if she tried to get into your brain, you'd know. All right. So,
what about the rest of us? I mean, do we feel that or weird, or does Mercury notice that Morai she has that effect on him, or Liv, or
Liv? I don't think so. I don't think Liv is particularly pulled by this. How does Morai feel about Aurora? Where are they at?
He did try to chop her head off. I think that it's probably, I don't think he thinks about her at all, really. I think it's just another person, unless she messes with, Mercury or Nappy Lion or, Jeremy. I think that's
fair.
his world, and
she's sort of integrated with them very nicely. She doesn't seem to hold the incident against you. She doesn't bring it up. She's all patched up and totally fine. And she will speak to you and stuff like that. I don't think the four of you now feel any sort of particular pull for different reasons, but we'll see. All right, so Liv, you rally the gang.
Yeah.
Meet up. Aurora in tow.
Yeah, attendance optional, but she's not going to argue if she isn't there.
She'll be there.
Okay. All right. Well, now that I don't feel like my insides want to be my outsides, the station, Aurora, and Mercury, and Sedona. I am very new to all this poison crap, and I want to stay that way, but have you ever seen, like, fractures in it?
Poisons show you a lot of things.
Yeah.
It showed me... Yeah?
They can be
Is that...
unstable.
Yeah, it felt that way.
If you push them.
Are you seeing, like, things as they're happening, or the future, or the past, or all of it?
All
So, I
of
mean,
it,
we
essentially.
just murked Prosperity, and then I saw some chuckleheads in the golden masks bringing her body to the station.
You might have seen the future then. They can. I mean, we didn't take her body with us, so they might have taken her to the station. If you remember when we were at was it the station? I saw Jeremy's parents before they attacked us. Don't know if they were his
Right,
parents, but I think they were. I call them Nancy and Mr. Smith.
All right. Well, in that case, I don't really know what else there is to tell you, because I don't know if I saw yesterday, tomorrow, the next week. All I know is there are a bunch of those zombie guys chilling there, and the poison was kind of hissing and cracking, and I don't know. It's all so muddy. Aurora, do you still have, like, control over those zombies that you left there? Can you, like, see through them?
No. Yes? No. No. Maybe. I can find
She
them.
doesn't know what she can do. She doesn't even know what she can do. Why is she here? Sedona's been staring at Liv this whole time without responding until this moment.
That's to say, I've never tried to see through them, but I can find them, and I can tell them to do things. So, maybe?
So maybe. Sedona, she's here because, well, I mean, she's a kid that has these powers she doesn't quite understand. Mercury's got these powers. Help her understand. And she could also help us take back the station if you're still interested in the station.
Sedona shrugs.
You can use it to talk to a lot of people.
She looks very like the bag under her eyes are incredibly large today. Looks like she maybe hasn't slept. There's no makeup on her face. She does not look put together. Who cares? What's the purpose? Someone else is just gonna come and take it from us.
So don't are you okay?
I
Don't look like you're feeling so well.
I'm just peachy. Thanks.
All right. Well, unless we can see anything, I don't know, from the poisons or our minds or whatever here, I'm gonna see what I can dig up about the current state of the station. I still think it's pretty valuable, at least if not to control it for ourselves, to protect it from somebody who would abuse it, use it to trap people and kill people. I don't know. Unless apparently we don't care about the whole reason we got into this mess in the first place. Frankly, whatever. If you're not interested, then maybe we don't be interested.
If Sedona doesn't want to talk to the people for you, I can.
No, I mean... Hey, Sedona, let's take a walk real quick. There's something I totally forgot I wanted to talk to you about in the infirmary.
Sure.
Dwight had some prosthetics. Wow, Rob, that's English. Prosthetics that he was rigging up and tinkering with while he was trapped in Pinnacle. That, alright, just come on. Don't break my office. I'll be back.
Okay, so Liv, you take Sedona somewhere else. As you shut the door behind you, Mercury Aurora looks to you, looking a little confused, and says, "They lie an awful lot."
Yeah, especially about their feelings. It's weird.
That's okay.
You know what's happening with Sedona? She's normally always so positive and helps everyone. And you can always go talk to her, but she's been so closed off lately.
I don't think she likes me.
Did you say something weird?
No?
I just hope to blow up the station.
I'm sure
That would be exciting.
And he reaches in his scrounging wastelander bag and pulls out a mortar shell. And plays with the pin, makes sure it's still in there, and puts it back in the bag.
Maybe we should all have like a fancy dinner or something and just talk about stuff.
That would be nice.
Or we can go blow up the station, that also helps, yes. Kind of let some emotions out. Right? That's how it works. Or yeah.
It's not good to bottle
Pretty cool.
things up.
We'll just wait here and talk absolute nonsense and just we're gonna be that
Exactly.
really
Alright.
we're sort of waiting for Love and
Left
Sedona
with
to come
three.
back from this incredibly fucking obvious like, hey, I need to talk to you over there in private, and everyone knows it, but you know, that's how it goes.
All right, so we leave the three weirdos in Liv's office. Hopefully not breaking anything, as they were asked. So Liv and Sedona, where are you going?
Listen, man, Liv's trying her best, alright? Don't bully her. She's doing her best.
It is impossible for me to bully Liv.
As soon as they get out of the building, she turns to Sedona. All right, what the fuck? I thought you were annoying when you were chipper. I think you're even more annoying when you're clearly sulking.
Isn't it lonely at the top, Liv?
Not really. It's pretty fun. People at least pretend to like me.
Listen. Soon. Or maybe not soon, I don't know. She's gonna be a problem. And I just hope you're alive so I can look you in the eye and tell you that I told you so.
Alright, maybe I was just being a bitch the other day on account of getting my actual, like, shit kicked in a few days ago, but are you genuinely concerned that this girl is trying to, what, usurp me?
I don't know what her game is. I don't know why she's doing it. I don't know what she wants. Call it intuition, call it jealousy, call it whatever you want to call it. Something bad's coming.
When you guys talk to the poison, I don't know, do you know about what the other one knows or said? You told me once that you don't hear the same voices or what have you, so
Everybody's
would you
different.
be able to know what she's... If you dove in, would you be able to know what she's up to?
Diving in, I mean, to the poison or to her brain, because that's more of a Mercury thing.
No, I mean the poison. I mean, I don't want to, like... I mean, Jesus, Sedona, this kid, who knows how long she was locked up for? And this poor girl might just be trying to make friends, and we're misreading it as her manipulating people into liking her. I mean, I don't know what the hell her deal is. She's a kid.
You can come up with every logical response to this that you want to. All I know is something is wrong.
Well, then fine. What do you suggest we do, then? If you're going with your gut, tell me what your gut says.
I don't know, Liv. You're in charge. You make the calls.
You don't get to do that whole something's wrong, and then when I ask you to be my number two on this, you pull out and say, oh, I don't know. I mean, come on. Pick a side. You're either taking a stand and doing something for the assembly line that isn't just telling people to believe in whatever god you believe in, or you're backing down because you're afraid of somebody else's power. So which one is it? Are you going to help me? Or are you going to keep just crying about the new girl?
Sedona looks at the ground. And for just a moment, and then she looks back up. Tears are starting to come into her eyes. Liv? I think we've already fucked up. And I don't know how to fix it. And I don't know what to do. And I don't even know if it's the fucking gods talking to me.
Whoa, I meant crying in the figurative sense. Liv kind of puts like an awkward there, Baymax kind of pat on the shoulder. What do you mean? What do you mean we already fucked up? What, by saving her?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Liv. I can't explain anything. I'm losing my mind. I didn't sleep. I haven't eaten. Something's wrong with me, and I don't know if it's this or if it's something else, or I don't know. But I just know she's trouble, and I don't know if she's more trouble here with us or more trouble out there, or if we even could kill her if we wanted to.
I mean, just follow me. Let's go find Tesla. Maybe they have noticed something.
Sure.
If you really think something's here, I'll look into it. But I need more than I don't know.
She said something to me. Talking about the mob knows when you're weak. And I don't know if that means that she can do what I can do and what Mercury can do. Because how else would she know that I can control a mob of people? I mean, sure, I controlled the people there. The way she said it, it was like she knew something.
It could be a mob in the... I don't know. Yeah, let's go talk to Tess.
Okay.
More unauthorized pets. Sorry, guys.
Who is paying for all these pets? The two of you head over to find Tesla. She is... Excuse me. That one caught me by surprise. She is over near the southern gate, sort of checking in on guard patrols over there. As you approach, she kind of waves and comes down off the wall.
Hey, you got a second to talk about the kid?
Which one?
The Aurora, the one that you guys have been keeping an eye on?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what does she do? I mean, she tried to do any psychic mumbo jumbo on anybody?
No, she tried to show me a magic trick yesterday, but it was just her stepping on a bug. So I didn't really get it.
Yeah,
nah,
she's,
I mean, she just kind of
one.
wanders. I mean, she spends a lot of time with Mercury. She does a lot of walking around. Pops in to see Dr. Dwight every now and then. Seems like a good kid. A little weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Sedona said well, okay. You've been noticing anybody else acting weird, different than they usually are? I don't know. Sedona, rattle off a couple of people that you've noticed singing her praises. We might have another, like, brain situation here, and I'm just trying to get a handle on it before it happens. Yeah, I know.
One enough. No, I mean, people seem to really like her. Do you not?
Just seems like everybody's got a lot of nice things to say, but not a lot of substance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the girl don't really say a whole lot when she talks. I got no complaints, though. She's sweet. Everybody seems to really like her. Well, she ain't pulled a gun on any of us yet, so it's alright with me.
Yeah, well, I mean, if something were to happen, it wouldn't be a gun. She works in people. I mean, those zombies, that was her. It's not her alone, but...
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I ain't seen nothing. Sweet kid. A little weird. That's alright. She can step on all the spiders she wants. I don't care.
Alright. Thanks, Tess. Just keep a look. Keep watching her just in case. I have a
Gladly.
feeling I gotta talk to Mercury. And yeah, so we'll Liv's good to head back to the admin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sidona's
All
gonna
right,
head
so
back
you,
too. She's decided at this point that like she wants to like keep eyes on her herself. She's the only one. She's like everybody else is like acting like she's like fucking the sun rises and sets in this bitch. I am going to figure this out.
Yeah, that's probably the nicest you've ever heard Tesla speak about anybody.
Was it uncharacteristically nice? I mean, should I be reading
You know how
that?
she feels
Can
about... You know her well enough. I think I'll just give that to you. I mean, she didn't have like, weird stars in her eyes or anything, but you know how most of your guards feel about Mercury? And they generally want to stay away from her. So a little
right.
odd.
Okay. I wanna, if we're on our way back over, I wanna kind of cut through somewhere that there's a lot of traffic. Like, if we walk by the main building or like the farms or whatever, and I kind of want to, like, if I can read the general public.
Sure. Why not? Let's see. Yeah, it'd be more read a person than a sitch. Oh, they're the same roll anyway. So yeah, let's have your roll plus sharp.
Okay. Yikes. This is serious enough. I think I'll use my other crit.
Okay, so instead of a 6, we will treat that as a 12. No, roll 20, come back. Well, what do you want to know specifically?
I guess I'm looking to figure out if the general vibe is any different. Like, are people going about their normal day as usual? Do they seem even the least bit zombified? I mean, I'm not talking about the green glowy people. I'm talking about, like, do they feel like they're in a trance at all, if they're just sort of being puppeted around. I mean, is any of that evident to me?
Yeah. You.
The questions are.
That's okay. You can treat that as a question or two. You walk through. I mean, nobody's like glowing or seems like they're being, like controlled by marionette strings or anything like that. Generally, it seems like people are happy for the most part. There is maybe even some the uncharacteristic whistling of a tune going on. And I think you notice not so much in the the farms, because obviously they're sort of out working in the dirt and everything, but I think you sort of really take note of the people around you, and it seems like they're cleaner, like a little bit more put together.
Okay. Yeah, I think Liv's not gonna like this at all. But I feel like I have been blessed by augury this session. Can I try to open a window into the world's psychic maelstrom, in the sense that I'm trying to see if it's any more present here than it is anywhere else? Or than it usually is, I guess. Like, what I'm looking for is essentially detect magic. Like, that's
Sure.
kind of how I'm treating this. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think open a window into it would be, I think, the closest to what you're getting at.
Yeah.
So to use augury, you have to have something that you are using as your antenna, or something that you are channeling through. Before that was Aurora. What would you like to use?
Hey, Sedona.
Hey.
Don't move. And then she's just gonna awkwardly put her hand, like, under your arm, like, grab your arm, like, a little bit tighter than is probably necessary, and she's gonna squint and, like, look really hard around.
All right. Go ahead and roll plus weird.
I think Sedona's gonna take this as she's coming in for a hug. Give her
Aw.
a hug. Oh, Liv, you know how good. Thank you.
Stop! Shut up!
All right, that's a 9, so it's a partial success. So let's see. So you can do what you set out to do. You will also choose one thing from that second list. So it'll persist for a while. It reaches deep, it reaches broadly, or it's stable and contained.
I'm gonna say it's stable. Like, now that she's aiming for it, maybe she doesn't hopefully injure Sedona because she's got control, or herself, because she's consciously attempting this time.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is your friendly reminder that if you roll bad on this, on a miss, whatever bad happens, your antenna takes the brunt of it.
True. So sorry,
That was good.
Marlo.
She'll be okay. Because you succeeded. So we'll say it's stable and contained, no bleeding. So yeah, you look through, you stand there for a moment, squinting very hard, and then all of a sudden something connects. There is this sort of faint kind of energy that you can feel coming off of Sedona, and you feel it sort of grip you for a moment. You close your eyes and you open them, and once again, everything in front of you is covered in this sort of greenish haze. You look around trying to see what is going on. Like, is there something weird happening? You can see not too many of them, just a couple sort of here and there. But there are those same sort of small tears, like rifts, where some of the poison looks like it's kind of leaking through in this like odd sort of fog. Just in places, not sort of taking over everything. You also notice a sort of spot near the admin building where you've left Moriah, Mercury, and Aurora. You can see sort of a glow coming from near the building. You sort of make your way that direction, sort of looking, and you come around a corner and you can see a group of people sort of standing there outside the building, looking up to your office window.
Like citizens people?
Mm-hmm.
Or strangers people? Okay. And they're
Citizens
just sort of looking
people
there?
You know. Mm-hmm.
Just standing there doing nothing? Like a sim that was taken off of free will mode?
Not quite that bad. They will occasionally sort of lean over to each other and speak, just kind of talk amongst themselves, but for the most part, they just kind of are watching.
And this glow, is this my weird vision, or is this like in the real world?
This is in your weird vision.
Don't love that. Okay, yeah, she's gonna like very suddenly let go of Sedona. Realize that she was hugging her, just... Alright, yeah, very, very nice, very kind. Follow me. And she's just gonna mosey up to those people as they're on their way back to admin and just, you know, put on the smiling leader look. Just, how's everybody doing today?
You walk up to them and greet them, and a couple of them, they sort of turn to you, starting a little bit, and a couple of them wave. They say hello.
Y'all feeling alright? We had a bit of a scare a week back, but everybody's still doing okay? Your family's good, Bob?
They nod sort of amongst themselves, a couple of them speaking up, like, yeah, we're all recovered, and yeah, everybody's alright.
Good. Alright. Getting, and she'll go to leave and just look back at them and just, you know, hot day, staying out of the shade, like, what's going on?
Just waiting.
For what?
Aurora.
Why are you guys... She doing some show?
Well, she speaks to us every day, so just waiting.
What does she speak to you about? She speaks to me pretty often, too. Liv is, like, trying really hard not to how do you do fellow kids them, but it's, she's not great at subtlety.
Oh, all kind of stuff. You know.
Like what?
I don't know, Liv. Stuff. How's your day? How are the kids?
And it's just worth waiting around to hear her ask you those things.
Just like to see her.
Fair enough. She'll be down pretty soon. She'll walk away without waiting for a response and look at Sedona. Just don't say it. And she'll just walk forward.
I'm glad you're still alive when you came around to my side about it, Liv. Here's the thing.
I said, don't say it.
Okay, I won't. But here's the thing. What did you see? You used me kind of as an antenna, but I was kind of... Well, I was distracted, to say the least. What'd you see?
I think I saw symptoms and a source of what you think is going on. And I'm not really sure what to make of it yet. You wipe that smile off your face. I think we need to talk to Mercury. But we need to be cool about this. Because I know there's some fuckery about. I don't know the flavor of fuckery that we're dealing with. But it certainly ain't chocolate.
Okay. So you make your way back up to the office?
Yeah.
Mercury and Morai and Aurora are still there. Everything intact, I assume.
So anyway,
Like I said,
found
over
the
in-
grenade launcher. And Moria, I really enjoyed that. I think you would like that as well. Grenades are fun. And then
There was
we
a big
found out-
place.
Yeah. How many
Wow.
How many guns did you get from that place, Moria? I think you.
This many.
There's many. Okay. And then we found Jeremy there, and now Jeremy's my friend. And yeah, it's little war stories and it's stream of consciousness narration that everyone is very used to from Mercury when she's in idle mode.
All right. The two of you enter the office again. Mercury's just talking.
Hey, Aurora, you got a couple friends outside looking for you.
Oh, good. Can I go?
Yeah?
Okay.
See you later.
She just kind of bops out of the room.
Yeah, Liv will just hold the door open for her and then close it behind her and Sedona. Alright. Mercury. I got... I have a strange question. Have you noticed Aurora, I don't know, cast spells on people?
She's not a wizard.
Alright. Rephrasing it. Doing whatever you do, where you mind meld people or whatever. Is she doing that to other people?
No, I told her not to.
Because there's like a fan club downstairs for her. They're just standing there waiting for her to come out.
Well, she's very nice.
Yeah, I mean,
like
she's
her.
nice, but like, would you... Is it possible that she's controlling them, or at least charming them?
Sure, she's probably strong enough for a little bit of that. I mean... But... Maybe she just wants them to like her. And, you know, maybe that's the only way she can really think of to make people like her.
Yeah, that's what I thought initially, but I was kind of weirded out by the fact that I saw some big green beacon when I looked at my admin. I did the weird shit again.
I told you not to do that, you idiot.
Alright, well, when you're dealing with this crap you don't understand, dive right in and understand it. And I still hate it, and I still don't understand it. God damn it, I'm trying.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. I mean, is she really just a kid looking for friends, or is she trying to take this place over? I mean, what came first? Prosperity being a greedy bitch, or this kid either accidentally or intentionally turning Prosperity into a greedy bitch?
I don't know. And I will literally just walk out where I'm hoping Aurora is still standing with her fan club. I go, "Hey Aurora, are you trying to take this place over by mind manipulating everyone?"
And
No.
Are you doing it accidentally? Because people are weird about it.
I don't think so.
Come here, please. We need to talk about this. I'm tired of this bullshit.
Okay.
Thanks.
You see her sort of turn to the group that she's talking to, and she waves a wave, and she comes back in the building. A moment later, she knocks on the door softly.
Liv will turn to the door, turn back to Mercury. You have the subtlety of one of his mortars. And she'll open the door. Hey, kid.
Hello.
Sorry to bear the lead on that, but I want you to be
They don't trust
safe
you
here.
for some reason.
Nah,
And
it's not that I don't trust her.
You don't have
I
to
just
Get
lie.
the glare. You just get the very sort of, I'm not angry, just disappointed glare from Mercury.
Oh no.
I just don't understand your powers. And it looks like something's going on where there's a power about you people seem to gravitate toward, and I'm just concerned that it's dangerous for the assembly line. And I don't want it to be endangering my people.
Well, why would people liking me be endangering them?
It's not people liking you be endangering them, it's if, I don't know, you're building an army of potential zombies like you had last time.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Why'd you do it the first time?
Well, Prosperity needed them. Do you need them? Because I can make you some.
No, 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 no. I need people perfectly alive, healthy, and providing for the.
I'm not doing anything to them.
Can I read her? Using one of my crits.
Sure. You absolutely can. Specific question to ask? So we'll treat that as 12 plus. You can have 3 hold.
I'm just checking the questions here. Read a person. Is the character telling the truth, obviously?
Nope.
What?
Not even a little bit.
Cool. What does the character intend to do?
Let's see. How to phrase from her perspective. She does really want everyone to like her. So she intends to make that happen.
And how can I get that character to not be a dick and to just be nice?
If you can convince her that she has the bit of power over people that she wants, then she'd be fine.
You know, this is where we don't lie about our feelings, right? Liv, Sedona, Moriai, Aurora, this is where we talk like people who live together in a place and don't want that place to be bad or weird. So, I don't think we have to fight, but we do have to talk about that stuff. And we can't use the poisons and the gods. It's just us. It's just people. And I really want you to stay here, and I really want you to be my sister, and I really want you to have your freedom. But you can't do that by making other people do what you want, by taking away their freedom, and that's what you're doing right now, and I don't like it. And you really don't need to. I like you already. And I want to get to know you better, and I'm sure we have a lot of things in common, Sedona. Nobody needs to be jealous. You're all very childish right now.
Mercury. I'm not gonna lie in saying that I don't feel a little threatened. But for good reason. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry I wasn't more honest. Aurora, you're kind of freaky. I'm gonna be honest. Your powers, whatever they are a hell of a lot stronger than mine, and a hell of a lot stronger than Mercury's. Sorry, Mercury. It's true. an unknown like this, with you affecting people's moods around you, or whatever in the hell you're doing. I don't know if it's moods or you're just making people like you, or whatever. It's dangerous. That level of manipulation is dangerous.
Don't you want them to be happy?
Yeah, but real happy. Not fake
But
happy.
they weren't real happy.
They would be very, very, very unhappy if they knew what you did to them.
I don't have to try. Just happens. I can make it not happen,
lying.
but she gasps suddenly, and her eyes go wide. And you see her walk to the window and sort of look out. They're here.
Who's here?
You'll see. Let's go. As she starts to walk towards the door.
Yeah, so Liv will follow her out. Hand on her sidearm, but not drawing it.
Okay. The rest of you follow?
Yeah, I like to think when Mercury was saying you're all acting childish, Moriai was standing there with his big hands and doing the shame on you, fingers at everyone else. He wasn't acting childish.
Gosh. Everybody rolls to do something under fire. I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Moriai's disappointed in you, and now you know. You follow her. You follow her out. She's down the stairs and out towards the gate. And as she does, and as you all approach, you start to hear engines outside. You make your way up onto the wall, sort of following her. She kind of climbs the stairs and sort of looks out over everyone. And you see her kind of start to wave. And then she turns around, looks at you, Liv, and says, "Someone's here."
Yeah, who? Who are they?
They want me to come back.
You want to come back with them?
No. She's with them.
Who is?
Liv, you and the rest of you who sort of followed her up the stairs onto the wall, sort of look out over and see a small group of a couple of trucks and a nice car have pulled up outside the gate. The door to the car opens, and stepping out, looking different than she did before, this faint green glow coming from the wounds that you left on her. Prosperity.
What did they do with her? I ask Aurora
What the hell
specifically.
did you bring to my doorstep, kid?
Prosperity. They're gonna want me to come home.
And where is home? Pinnacle?
Maybe.
Liv is fed up and just both hands on this girl's shoulders. Just stop speaking in riddles and tell me what the fuck is going on.
I think you're gonna have to ask her. And she looks over and sort of looks down, and you look and you see Prosperity standing there, sort of looking up to you. She raises a hand and waves. And that is where we're going to end for the day. And we will find out what's going on and what happens next week in the finale of the show. There are 4 distinct emotions happening in front of me. All right, everybody. Thanks for playing with me today, and thanks everybody out there for watching. Real quick, because this will be the last time that we do it. Let's hit those end of session moves. So at the end of every session, you will choose one character that knows you better than they used to. If that's nobody, you can pick somebody who doesn't know you as well, or you can just pick someone at your whim. Who wants to start?
You know I'm gonna say Liv.
Okay.
I don't think Sedona's ever been tearful around Liv before. I don't think she's ever cried. I don't think that's something Sedona does very often, in fact. And this sort of... I mean, I think everybody got a different idea of Sedona in this, but I think definitely Liv had to pretend to be, like, comforting. Or try to be comforting, let's put it that way.
Absolutely. All right, so Liv, you can add +1 with Sedona.
All right, that rolls me over.
Okay, so
Cool.
reset back to +1. Mark an experience.
And yeah, I think conversely, Sedona knows Liv better. I think they continue to trust each other more. They continue to attempt to like understand each other. I think that Liv genuinely was like, oh, she's being petty and jealous or whatever, and then she's like, all right, yeah, this is pretty weird, and then immediately was like, all right, well, what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
And
all right, so
that's
+1
over
Liv.
too. Yeah.
Alrighty, so reset back to +1. Mark an XP.
Yay!
Most excellent. Mercury and Moria?
I would say, well, technically I'd say Aurora, but she's not a player. So Moria mostly because of the little bit of domestic situation we had, but also partly because Sedona and Liv were doing their own thing and kind of pushing the weirdos out. So it's a little bit of both aspects that causes, if not a rift, then a little bit of a drifting away.
Okay.
And
yeah, and you can flavor that
in those days.
Yeah, and you can flavor that either way. So you can say Moria knows you better, or you can say one of them doesn't know you as well as you thought.
Yeah.
I totally like the domestic thing.
Moria taking the point.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to flavor it that way, Moria, you can mark +1 with Mercury. And Moria.
Yeah, I exchanged that whole weirdness where, big lumpy protector guy had to be taken care of was a scene. Also, part of it too would be that, and this is going the other direction, which is always easier for me as a person, but seeing the big sister stuff with Mercury definitely was something else that was interesting, because I think maybe he saw it a little bit with Jeremy, but now with Aurora, definitely. So, yeah.
All right, so Mercury can mark +1 with Morii. And that, my friends, for the day is that. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us today live in the chat. Thank you for the subs and the crits and the I saw clips in chat also, and the wonderful commentary that you always provide on this chaos that we are putting together. If you did get some clips of the episode today, please post them in the Encounter Roleplay Discord, which you should definitely join. It's a great space to be. But post those in there so we can put you in the running. I lost all of my sentences just now. My brain is fried. In there so we can consider them for of the week. If you're with us later on YouTube, also comment of the week. And I want to quickly, because we have a couple of extra minutes today, hear from you guys. We never to do this because I always run us right up until the hour. What your favorite moment was from today?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, that was the Sedona breaking and building and such. I mean, hands down, I had to give myself a hug. You know, that was that was pretty good. Yep.
Yes, definitely enjoyed that. Very emotional.
I'm personally really digging, because Rob is a really nice guy, but dealing with him being Liv in this, I'm really appreciating like the kind of Liv just being like a total ass, and Rob's just like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I know, but I also really liked. It felt like there was it wasn't PvP to the point, but it was like this sort of friction to the point that Lydia brought up of it's sort of us versus them type of thing. Like, it feels like now that we've had this conversation, they're like almost defending Aurora while we're sort of like, what did you do? You know, and I like that.
Yeah, absolutely read that energy. Which is fun for me.
I so badly wanted to work in some kind of Morii doing the Gladriel from Lord of the Rings scene where and they will worship me as the Dark Queen, you know, kind of thing. Particularly since I'm still wearing the damn Patera.
I'd honestly gotten used to it at this point.
Can't believe you had, I mean, I can believe you had one lying around, because of course you do. Perfect.
Yeah, Lydia or Rob?
Yeah. I'm really happy about the sort of emotional rift there, or again, like I said, like slight drifting apart, just because it's something that I think is interesting for role playing. It's interesting seeing how that can happen, and I think the most often played as of how people do it, how parties do it, is start hating each other and then do the whole growing together time. So I'm a little bit tired about that particular narrative path. I think it's much more interesting when you start tightly knit, you have to deal with things as they come along, because even friends, even family, we don't always agree, right? So seeing how these 4 very different characters approach conflict, with Liv and Sedona sort of scheming almost and making sure, like, I can only trust that person, we need to have a plan first, we deal with this, and Mercury just screaming out of the window, hey, this is what's happening, come here, we need to talk about this. That is such an interesting way of exploring and adding character levels and layers that are often not seen, because you're usually just fighting together against a big bad person. And yeah, I like that. I really, really enjoyed the Aurora Sedona scene and the vulnerability of Sedona there, with that warning how you leaned into that in particular, Marlo, because it's also very tempting to always be cool and to always have the upper hand and to always know what's going on. And to see Sedona like that, I think gave such a gravitas and a real aspect to it that I think enhanced for the game we've had so far. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how that went as well.
Yeah, a lot of depth came out today, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely think that it's I almost in a way that I got comfortable with Savvy's GMing style because I've been playing games with her for over a year and a half at this point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never feel like I have you figured out, but I never feel like it's been a while since I've been this bamboozled. And I don't know what's the right play to make. And I'm never confident that what I am saying is the right play to make. And I keep proving myself right because I keep doing something wrong because things are getting worse. And I think that it's a testament to your ability to spin a story, and really just the machinations of your GM mind are as mysterious as ever. And I think you're killing it. You always do. But especially, I'm just like, oh god, oh fuck. Like, I thought it was kind of weird that it seemed like things started to wrap up last session, and I'm kicking myself this session for ever thinking they were wrapping up. Because of course they're not. It's Savannah. She's a genius. So it's
That's
great.
really nice.
I love it, and I definitely think that my favorite part is just absolutely I feel like the relationship with Sedona when we were kind of like creating it, like, admittedly from my this is just the way that I did it, it was very one note. Like, I don't like the preacher. Wow, real original, Rob. But like, I feel like it's just we've poured like layers onto it, and I think that just it's also a testament to just Marlowe's roleplay. And we were like absolutely on the ball. I think we saw just about every emotion, and I think you continue to crush it.
I'm gonna really cry. I was close during the game, but I think I'm really gonna cry now. You guys are awesome.
No, don't.
No.
That was nice.
It's funny.
I appreciate that.
It's funny too, because yes, in a way it is sort of what Aurora is doing is what Sedona's been doing, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, of course, you're the protagonist and she's the NPC, there's that immediate, well, what you're doing is wrong. Like, is it though? Because it's kind of, hello, I fuck around in people's brains and you control orbs as well. Like, just because we already have that trust and have that, well, she has good intentions, the act itself is still horrible. Don't control people.
Right.
But
Exactly.
With you, we know your intentions. We know you're somewhat a decent person. We've played with you. With her, that trust isn't there yet. But I'm like, but it could be there. Maybe she is a nice person. Maybe she had a very fucked up upbringing.
My favorite
So,
snack: moral gray areas with a side of hypocrisy.
Well, and
tasty hypocrisy.
Mercury is so good because she's so out of reality and then poignant. You know, that's what's so cool about her. Because like, you know, I'm off like savage stuff in the ether and kind of deal, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, let's cut all the bullshit. You know, like the ether is not bullshit. That's it's a therapy. There you go.
That's wonderful.
All
right.
I love the magic trick bug as well. Just to say, that fucking cracked me up.
It just seemed like something she would do. I don't know. This is really bold of you guys to assume that I ever actually plan anything.
No, it's not how it goes.
I'm joking, but well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it and had a good time, and I had a good time also. We are coming up on the end of our time here, so we will I'll let you guys say goodbye. Just real quickly, mention clip of the week, mention comment of the week in the Discord and the YouTube. Encounter Roleplay also has a Patreon that you can support in addition to doing things like donating to the channel and things like that. And stick around, because right after us, here in just a minute, you can watch a new episode of Eclipse at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're playing Urban Shadows, so if you like Powered by the Apocalypse stuff, get ready for more of it. It's a great game, and it's a fun crew, so stick around. They'll be on shortly. I'm going to let the four of you tell us who you are and where we can find you and what you got coming up in the next few days. We can do same order as before. I'll start with Rob, go around, and then I'll close us out. Rob, who are you?
You know, I climb I climb up onto the rooftop every morning at the crack of dawn, and I scream to the sun that very question, and I still don't have an answer, Savvy. But I tell you
rooster.
Oh my
Could be
God.
worse. It could make you call. Never mind.
It's true. Oh no. I'm Rob, or bonus stage dropper, bonus underscore stage underscore Rob, or a rooster. Who's to say? You don't know my life. I play TTRPG games. I play one less now because Alderheart on Runaway Robots channel ended last night, and I cried a bunch. I really encourage you to check out the VODs and Runaway Robots YouTube channel, though, because if you like Humblewood, the campaign just has so much heart, the setting has so much heart, and the cast are just, I love them all so much, and I need to find every excuse to play more games with them. I'm here at least for another Friday with these wonderful people who are also a delight, and also really, and I hate that this is ending too. Everything's cool around me. And then Sunday, Savvy, please don't take this from me. I'm losing everything. I play a Monster of the Week campaign at twitch.tv/game nights. That is game with 2 G's and nights with a K. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's super fun. It's super awesome. And when I'm not doing that, eventually I'm streaming at twitch.tv/bonus underscore stage underscore Rob. Probably at balls o'clock Eastern time, but normal o'clock England time. I'll figure it out. That's what I got going on.
One of us. One of us.
I'm British now. It's official. When I proposed to Lana, I became British. It's just how it works.
That's how it works.
Oh, shh.
You're giving away all our secrets, Rob.
I am Marlo. You can find me on Twitter at Marlo Bogwitch. It's above. I am doing lots of different things. Some of those things are ending relatively soon, and I'm pretty sad about that. I don't know what I'm gonna do without diesel pumps. I am playing. I'm going to be on a talk show over on D. We're going to be talking about the movie The Cube, so check that out. If you like The Cube, if you like Cube, I would suggest watching it before you tune in. I think that'll be at 9 Central. I don't have it all in front of me, but yeah, check that out. I'll be over there. What else do? I do other things. So Wednesday nights I am over again playing Cult. That game is super spooky, so content warnings there, body horror, all that stuff. If that's not something you enjoy, don't tune in. That's the same way the Cult game that's on here. Cult is intense. So that being said, every other Thursday I am over on Other Doc's channel playing Spell RPG. We are playing Witch Hunt set in or around Salem at the time of the Salem Witch Trials. So it's not set in Salem, but it's in a city in that general area. And then I am every other Saturday over on Featherfall playing the Gateway Wars, a 5e game, where I play a bard who manipulates and scares people at certain and then is that a theme for me? I might need to talk to my coach about that. Then I'm on.
We've been meaning to tell you.
Is it okay? Thanks. I'm on a 5e podcast called Sins of the Father. I'm the editor and player on that as well. I play a kid looking for their lost dad. We're all teenagers, preteens, teenagers looking for our lost father. They didn't just go out for a pack of smokes; they're gone. So hopefully we can find them. And right now we're telling a side story about treasure hunting pirates. So check that out. I have enough. Thingy. Always a pleasure. Never a chore. You guys are awesome.
All right, I'm unpaused. Great Tavern. Find my schedule on the Twitter. I'm going to take my time to tell a Tiara story. Why is Tiara here, you ask? I used to be a big Hearthstone player, and anyone who plays Hearthstone knows there's a thing missing lethal. If you miss lethal, it means that you could have played a card or made a move that would have ended the game, but you missed it or didn't play it. You messed up. So on my channel, I used to have it so that when I missed lethal, I had to adorn the tiara and the sash of Miss Lethal, and I was Miss Lethal until I won again. So there were nights where once you're thrown off your game, I was Miss Lethal for a good long time. That's the story of the tiara. Now you know.
I didn't realize there was a name for how I play those games. Didn't realize there was a term for being bad at the game.
That's lovely.
I've turned it into a strategy myself. I'm something of a Miss Lethal myself.
I'll have to send you the sash.
All right, Lydia, who are you?
Oh, did you already say where we can find you and all that?
I can, if you want to close us out. I'm Abby.
GB, because I don't think he.
Oh, no, I wanted to just spend my time tell a story.
Oh.
They can look me up.
Yeah, so do look up GB's Twitter handle because he's a delight to have around, and he is in many different games, often with Savvy, LB, and all these other lovely people that I got to know through Encounter Roleplay, and that of course includes all of you there as well over on the other side. I'm Lydia. I'm half-arsed hermit on Twitter and most places, and most of these places are connected with Encounter Roleplay. You can find me on various ones throughout the season. You can find me behind the scenes or in chat chatting, or in the Discord talking and screaming and drinking whiskey, or playing Dead. So you should join some of those games, and the Discord is a good place to do it. We also have finale week next week, and after that a short break to get the next season going. We're already working on that behind the scenes. A few casting calls are already out. If you want to play Fate of the Norns, for example, casting call is in Discord. Have a little application there with maybe something you've done on streams yourself, or if you need a scene to show with your applications, then just PM me on Twitter or on Discord, and many of the mods are always willing to help out with a quick Zoom game to give you a scene to send in with that application. And it's just, nice folks there as well. You can find me on Mondays with our wonderful GM Avi on Cobalt Press. Cobalt Press do really good supplements for 5e, from monsters to dungeon crawls. They're just having the Scarlet Citadel Kickstarter already fucking funded after like a day, but they also are giving us their beautiful Twitch too. Well, for me to torture my players, really, very emotionally. If you like this level of talk and this level of character building, then Lessons in Deep Magic is definitely something you should check out. I also am putting my master post with all the previous episodes in chat. Savvy's there, Colonomicon is playing. We also have the Noir Enigma and have Draco, all very wonderful people. So please stop and join us there. I'm going to be in a Monster Hearts game come October with the Noir Enigma over on Baldrian's channel, and a few other things that I will announce on Twitter when it's time. Until then, I hand it over to our mistress of ceremonies.
Thank you. And thank you guys all for playing with me today. It was lovely. We will be back 1 week from today at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the finale. Until then, I'm Savvy at Savvy Seaworth on Twitter, and mostly on Twitch, twitch.tv/game nights, game with 2 G's and nights with a K. We have some fun stuff coming up. So if you're over there with us, a couple of announcements that I'm going to be putting out in the next couple of days for new stuff we're doing over there. I'm going to be there tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time playing The Sprawl, which is another one of these wonderful 2d6 systems, one of these Powered by the Apocalypse games. It's fun, it's cyberpunk, GB's there. On Sundays, I run Monster of the Week and Slaying 101, which was mentioned earlier. And then I play D&D and also a Good Society throughout the week over there, which if you like roleplay heavy games, Good Society by Story Brewers is for you. It's a token-based game. It's a Jane Austen themed RPG, and it's just a lot of people who want to kiss each other, but they can't because Regency Society. So it's your kind of thing. Come hang out with us. That's every other Thursday over there. Mondays, I'm in Lessons in Deep Magic. And for one more Friday, I'm here. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. I always tweet when we're doing stuff. And yeah, I think that's it for me. So we'll see everyone on Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the finale of Diesel Punks. So excited. But for now, stick around to watch Eclipse, and we'll say goodbye.